talking briefly about the history of Ferrari. In 1929, Enzo Ferrari founded Scuderia Ferrari, which was the racing division of Alfa Romeo at the time. Now, in 1939, Ferrari parted ways with Alfa Romeo, but this was in the middle of World War II, which led to a financial instability for Ferrari. Now, in 1947, they created the Model 125S with hopes of mitigating these financial issues. But in 1969, Fiat bought 50% of the Ferrari company due to these issues. Now, in 1988, Enzo Ferrari passed away, and nowadays Fiat has the 90% of the company. And actually, Scuderia Ferrari is the Formula One team with most wins. Now, regarding the models through the history of Ferrari, Autovio Construzioni Type 815 of 1940 and the Ferrari 125S of 1947 were part of the goal of Ferrari of being introduced to the car manufacturing industry and also to invest in the racing teams as it was planned. Now, Ferrari 250 GTO of 1962, it was considered one of the best sports cars in the time because it was competing in racing competitions. Now, the Ferrari F40 of 1987 was for the 40th anniversary of Ferrari, and it was sadly the last car that Enzo Ferrari was able to see before his passing in 1988.
Company's early manufacturing capabilities with the mid-range and current manufacturing capabilities. Ferrari founded in 1947 by Enzo Ferrari. The first Ferrari sport car is the Model 125S, manufacturing done at the Marenola plant in Italy. The plant producing 10 to 12 cars per day in the early 90s. After that, let's focus on the mid-range capabilities. Manufacturing process became more automated over the decades. They introduced robots for the production. With the help of that products, the capability of producing cars nearly increased to 30 cars per day, and they opened their second plant in Modena to produce aluminum bodies. Nowadays, the current manufacturing capabilities are highly specialized. With the use of new technologies, Marenola plant is the sole location for the assembling all the Ferraris. Production limited to the around 9,000 to 10,000 cars per year due to quality purpose. Ferrari manufactures at the Marenola plant in Italy. The Marenola plant has become the home of Ferrari since the early 1940s. Ferrari does not have any other manufacturing plants beyond the Marenola facilities. Thank you.
Now we are going to talk about the pillars of the company. Ferrari has a unique philosophy that is based in a mix or a fusion between art and technology. Ferrari doesn't make just a simple car. It creates masterpieces on wheels that combine exceptional design and aesthetics with cutting-edge technical innovation. For Ferrari, the focus is not on the customer. The focus is on the brand and product excellence and power. Enzo Ferrari wants that whoever that drives a Ferrari can feel the differentiation aspect of perfection, victory, and for sure status, and for whoever drives it can feel too like a winner for driving car that was not within the average person reach. As you can see on the PPTs, the mission and vision of Ferrari are so ambitious. They talk about Italian excellence, world dream, unique creations, and about generate a world of dreams and emotions. And they offer all of that to the people in the road and on the track, in the present and on the future. Another pillar of the company are the values, individual and team. Ferrari say that talent people are the greatest results, but they say too that you can only pursue the extraordinary by working together as a team. For that reason, Ferrari offers to its employer the opportunity to express their ideas and be part of something bigger. Second one, we have tradition and innovation. The constant search for lasting innovation is what fuels the Ferrari legend. Create icons that remain timeless in rapidly changing world. And finally, we have passion and achievement. Ferrari racing spirits lives in emotion that transcends road and track.
Now we will talking about the product lines of Ferrari. So Ferrari is globally recognized because have four important values in your company like a performance, innovation, comfort, and luxurious. I want to create the relationship between each value and each line that Ferrari have. In the first line, we have the VH model. In this line, we can find models like an 480h GTV and the FH Tributo. This line is totally focused in the performance. In the next line, we have the V12 models. In this line, we can find models like an H12 Superfast and A12 GTS, and this line is totally focused in the comfort style. And the next line, we have the limited edition hypercars. In this line, we can find models like La Ferrari and the SF19 Strendel, and this line is totally focused in the innovation. And finally, we have the special edition and customization. This kind of line is very important for Ferrari because in this line is totally personalized by the customer, like an paint, like an upgrade, totally personalized by the customer style. Engine assembly. So Ferrari engines are hand built by expert technical or dedicated assembly lines. So each model is meticulously assembled with a precision care, ensuring an optimal performance, reliability, and efficiency is accomplished by each car. Chassis manufacturing. This process involves creating lightweight, rigid structure using an advanced materials has carbon fiber and aluminum. Body and paint. Skilled craftsmen meticulously sculpt the body of the panels and apply multiple coats of paint to achieve the flawless finish. Final assembly stage, we have that the all components joining together to form the complete bike. So highly specialized technical always are checking the final assembly process, ensuring that each car meets Ferrari's standards of performance, quality, and craftsmanship.
Regarding new models and production of Ferrari, we know that the car industry now is facing new technologies and environmental regulations. So in 2019, Ferrari launched the SF90 Stradale and SF90 Spider because of the 90th anniversary of Ferrari, and these were their first ever hybrid cars. Then in 2022, they launched the Ferrari Purosangue, which means pure blood, and this was their first ever SUV, but this one was a fuel car. But then in 2023, the CEO of Ferrari announced that in 2025 or 2026, they were launching their first ever EV car, and this was going to be assembled in Maranello, Italy. He didn't mention any characteristics that the vehicle will have, but he mentioned that it's going to be a true Ferrari. So we just have to wait what the future holds.
Crafting a Ferrari engine. This is a very meticulous process that starts with casting engine components in Ferrari's own foundry. Here, aluminum is melted down and carefully poured into molds to shape critical parts like the cylinder block, the heads, and the valve casings. While much of this work is done by hand, of course, to ensure precision, robots step in for tasks that require exact accuracy, like for example casting the aluminum alloy. So a very important or standout moment in the process is when robots, specifically two robots, they were named Romeo and Juliet, and they handle the fusion of both seats. Now the conclusion. We conclude that Ferrari's upcoming leaders face some big challenges ahead. One of the toughest tasks will be navigating the shift to electric cars while keeping Ferrari's high performance reputation intact. It's like finding the perfect balance between sticking to what made Ferraris famous and embracing new technologies for a greener future. On top of that, they will need to make sure that Ferrari stays as exclusive and prestigious as ever. Even as they introduce SUVs and electric models, it's all about managing the brand's image while meeting the changing demands of customers. This means understanding what people want and finding ways to innovate without losing sight of Ferrari's roots in luxury and performance. It's a tricky role to navigate, of course, but with the right vision and strategy, Ferrari's future leaders can steer the company towards continued success in a rapidly evolving automotive landscape.